All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest questions out there. As AI completely reshapes our world, how do we need to reshape our schools? I mean, what does it even mean to educate the next generation for a future that we can't really even picture yet? So yeah, let's get into it.
And this, right here, this is the question that's on everyone's mind. This isn't just some theory, you know? This is a real question from a high school teacher who's in the trenches every day trying to figure out how to prepare their students for what's next. It's a question a lot of us are asking. What is it that makes us, well, human and irreplaceable?
And if you thought that teacher's question was urgent, just look at this number from the World Economic Forum, 65%. Let that sink in. That means the majority of kids starting school today are heading for jobs that haven't even been invented. So you can see how preparing them for one specific career path, it's just not going to work anymore. We have to prepare them for, well, for anything.
Okay, so let's tackle that teacher's question head on. What exactly are these skills that people are calling AI-proof? What can we do that these incredibly powerful new tools can't?
You know, what's so great about this is how it breaks down what we humans do best. AI, for all its power, really struggles with genuine emotional intelligence, with empathy. It can't replicate that magic of a great human teacher who just gets you and knows how to push you. And sure, it can mash up ideas, but can it come up with something truly original from the heart? Not really. It doesn't have the hands for skilled trades, the gut feeling for messy, complex problems, or that spark that makes a real leader. That's our turf. That's where we shine.
So, if those are the skills that set us apart, well then the game plan for education gets a whole lot clearer, doesn't it? It's not about trying to beat AI at its own game. It's about doubling down on what makes us human. It's all about nurturing those unique abilities.
And here's what that actually looks like. A school district in Durango, for instance, created this profile of a creative problem solver. And just look at these traits: curiosity, looking to the future, digging deep to find the real problem, and my favorite one, using failures as feedback. That is so key. This isn't about memorizing dates and facts anymore. It's about building a flexible, creative mindset. You could almost call it the new operating system for an AI-proof career.
But here's the thing. Being a creative genius all by yourself, it's not going to cut it. We live in a world that's so interconnected. The problems we face are global, and you know what? The solutions are too. So the next step has to be to zoom out, to see beyond our own town, our own country.
So why does this matter so much? Well, fostering global awareness isn't just a nice-to-have skill. As this quote points out, it's like a supercharger for those other human skills we were just talking about, right? Empathy, being open-minded. It builds the kind of flexibility students are going to need to really thrive in a global world, not just survive in it.
And this is the perfect example of something a machine just misses. An AI can translate the words on every single one of these signs, no problem. But can it get the vibe? Can it understand the local humor in a typo on a handmade sign, or the deep respect behind the notice at a sacred temple? To really understand the world, you need more than data. You need to get the context, the culture.
And check this out. This isn't just talk. This is how you turn a big idea into a real strategy. That same Durango school district, they made global connections a real honest-to-goodness goal. They started small with at least one trip. Then they moved to multiple opportunities. And their ultimate goal? Make sure every single middle and high school student has the chance to participate. That is how you bake an idea like this into the DNA of a school system.
All right, so we get it. We need to teach these human skills, we need to think globally, but how in the world do you actually do that in a classroom, right? How do you teach something like curiosity?
The answer is something called project-based learning. And just look at these examples. They're incredible. Get this, first graders aren't just learning about money. They're literally designing their own currency for a fictional country and telling its story. And high schoolers, they're not just memorizing stuff about world religions. They're acting as UN ambassadors, using what they've learned to work on a real sustainable development goal. This is learning that is active, it's engaging, it actually means something, it sticks.
And here's how they do it. It's this awesome mix of real, tangible stuff and a clear plan. So on the left, you see the actual artifacts students get to work with. You know, real money from other countries, cultural symbols. And then on the right, you see the actual framework they use. It's such a powerful way to learn. You get your hands on something real, you explore what it means, and then you share what you figured out.
So after all of this, what's the big takeaway? When you boil it all down, what's the one thing that really truly matters that we want students, and let's be honest, all of us, to get from this new way of thinking about school? It's this, right here. The so what. Honestly, this is what it's all about. These are reflections from someone who actually went on one of these global trips. And look, it's not about job skills anymore. It's about personal transformation. Just appreciating a hot shower, being thankful for clean water from the tap. And this simple, powerful idea, be curious and don't judge. And I love this little note on mindfulness. It starts with the shoes. This kind of education, it doesn't just prepare you for a career. It changes how you see everything.
And that really brings us full circle, back to this incredible mission statement. See past barriers by focusing on the future and constructing new opportunities/ideas about what might be. In a world that AI is constantly rewriting, maybe the most valuable skill we can have isn't knowing the right answer. Maybe it's having the curiosity to ask a brand new question and the creativity to imagine what just might be. Thanks for watching The Explainer.